Good morning, baseball fans. Big Al here on this Tuesday, November 7th, 2023. It is election day. When you get the chance, get out there and vote, folks. All right, that being said, this is a look at the final Major League Baseball standings for 2023, plus the league leaders from the season as well. All right, let's start things off with the American League standings. The Baltimore Orioles won the East with a record of 101-61, finished 6-4 in their last 10 games. In second place, the team that I thought was going to win this division, the Tampa Bay Rays, at 99-63, 2 games behind the O's, 6-4 in their last 10. They ended up clinching a wild card spot, as did the third place Toronto Blue Jays at 89-73, finishing 12 games behind Baltimore. 4-6 in their last 10, however. In fourth place, the New York Yankees, finishing with their 31st consecutive winning season at 82-80, 19 games behind the Orioles. They finished 6-4 in their last 10 games. And rounding out the East, the Boston Red Sox at 78-84, 23 games back, and 3-7 in their last 10 games. Moving over to the Central Division, the Minnesota Twins easily ran away with this division at 87-75. They finished 7-3 over their last 10. In second place, albeit very distant, the Detroit Tigers, 78-84, 9 games behind the Twins, and 7-3 in their last 10 games as well. The Cleveland Guardians finished in third at 76-86, 11 games back, 4-6 in their last 10. The Chicago White Sox finished in fourth place at 61-101, 26 games behind the first place Twins. 3-7 in their last 10 games, including 3 straight losses. And in last place, the Kansas City Royals at 56-106, 31 games behind Minnesota, but they finished pretty strongly, 6-4 in their last 10. And then out to the west, where the Houston Astros beat out the Texas Rangers and won the West at 90-72. They finished 6-4 in their last 10 games, including 4 straight wins. That includes a 3-game sweep of the Arizona Diamondbacks on the final weekend of the season. They overtook the Texas Rangers, who would ultimately win the World Series. They finished 90-72 as well, and 6-4 in their last 10. In third place were the Seattle Mariners, 88-74, 2 games behind both Houston and Texas. Fourth place are the Los Angeles Angels at 73-89, 17 games out. And sitting in last place, the Oakland A's with the worst record in baseball at 50-112, 40 games out of first place. And all 3 teams finished 4-6 in their last 10 games. Over to the National League, the Atlanta Braves easily ran away with the East with a record of 104-58, best record in baseball. 7-3 finish in their last 10 games. A very distant second place were the Philadelphia Phillies, 90-72, 14 games back, 7-3 in their last 10 games. Finishing third, the Miami Marlins, 84-78, 20 games back, 5-5 in their last 10. Fourth place were the New York Mets, 75-87, 29 games back, and 4-6 in their last 10. And in last place, the Washington Nationals, 71-91, 33 games back, 4-6 in their last 10 games. The Milwaukee Brewers easily won the National League Central at 92-70. They finished 6-4 over their last 10 games. In second place were the Chicago Cubs, 83-79, 9 games back, 4-6 in their last 10. Third place was the Cincinnati Reds, 82-80, 10 games out of first place, 3-7 in their last 10. In fourth place, the Pittsburgh Pirates, 76-86, 16 games out of first place, 5-5 in their last 10. And bringing up the rear were the St. Louis Cardinals, 71-91, 21 games back of the Brew Crew, and 4-6 in their last 10. And then you come to that runaway that was the National League West, won once again by the Los Angeles Dodgers at 162. They would close the year winning 6 of their final 10 games. In second place, the National League representative in this year's World Series, the Arizona Diamondbacks, at 84-78, finishing a whopping 16 games behind the Dodgers in the West. 4-6 in their last 10 games, including 4 straight losses. In a disappointing third place were the San Diego Padres, 82-80, 18 games behind LA. But they finished with the best final 10 game record in baseball at 8-2, which includes 5 straight wins. Underachieving in fourth place are the San Francisco Giants, 79-83, 21 back of the arch rival Dodgers, 3-7 in their last 10 games. And finishing last were the Colorado Rockies at 59-103, 41 games out of first place, and 3-7 over their last 10 games. All right, looking at how the playoffs shaped up. We'll start on the American League side of the ledger. The Texas Rangers made quick work of the Tampa Bay Rays in one wild card series, winning 2-0. Same deal with the Minnesota Twins, sweeping the Toronto Blue Jays. In the ALDS, the Rangers would sweep the Baltimore Orioles 3-0, while the Houston Astros took care of the Twins in 4 games, winning 3-1. And then it was the Texas Rangers outlasting the Houston Astros in the American League Championship Series 4-3. So Texas would go on to the World Series. On the National League side of things, the Philadelphia Phillies would sweep the Miami Marlins in the wild card round 2-0. Likewise with the Arizona Diamondbacks over the Milwaukee Brewers 2-0. In the division series, the Phillies would knock out the Braves for a second straight year, winning the NLDS 3-1. And then the Arizona Diamondbacks would surprisingly sweep the Los Angeles Dodgers in 3 to advance to the National League Championship Series, where they would beat the Phillies 4-3, and that included 2 wins in games 6 and 7, both being played in Philadelphia. And then the Texas Rangers would capture their first World Series championship, beating the Arizona Diamondbacks in 5 games, 4-1. All right. Now let's take a look. At the league leaders, starting off with WHIP. The Tampa Bay Rays were number 1 in WHIP at 1.18. The Mariners and Brewers tied for second at 1.19, followed by the Dodgers and Twins at 1.20. They would tie for 4th. The Yankees, Orioles, and Phillies would tie for 6th at 1.24. And then rounding out the top 10 would be the Giants, Tigers, and Blue Jays, both at 1.25. So these are the team leaders. Okay, as far as runs per game, the Atlanta Braves were the highest scoring team in baseball at 5.85 runs per game. Dodgers were second at 5.59. Rangers third at 5.44. Rays in fourth at 5.31. Then you've got the Astros sitting fifth at 5.10. Sixth place are the Chicago Cubs at 5.06. In seventh, the Baltimore Orioles, 4.98. Number 8 is the Philadelphia Phillies, 4.91. Ninth is the Cincinnati Reds at 4.83. And rounding out the top 10 are the Minnesota Twins at 4.80. Okay. Team batting average. Led by the Atlanta Braves, number 1 with a bullet, 276 team batting average. The Texas Rangers were second at 263. Then in third, it's the Tampa Bay Rays at 260. The Miami Marlins and Houston Astros tied for fourth at 259. Number 6 is the Boston Red Sox, 258. In seventh, the Los Angeles Dodgers, 257. Number 8 is the Toronto Blue Jays and the Philadelphia Phillies, both at 256. And the Baltimore Orioles round out the top 10 at 255. Okay, moving on to on-base percentage. That's led by the Atlanta Braves at 344. The Dodgers a close second at 340. Then it's the Rangers at 337. The Tampa Bay Rays and Houston Astros tie for fourth at 331. Then it's the Cubs at 330. The Blue Jays and Padres in a tie for seventh at 329. And the Phillies and Reds tie for ninth at 327. Okay, taking a look at slugging percentage. That's led easily by the Atlanta Braves, 501. Very distant second were the Dodgers at 455, followed by the Rangers at 452, the Rays at 445, Phillies at 438, Astros 437, Twins 428, Angels 426, Red Sox 424, and the Orioles and Cubs both rounding out the top 10 at 421. Let me backtrack to home runs. The Atlanta Braves, of course, hit the most home runs in a season since the 2019 Twins with 307. So they were far and away the number 1 home run hitting team in baseball in 2023. The second place team was nearly 60 home runs behind them, and that's the LA Dodgers at 249. The Rangers and Twins are tied for third, both at 233. Fifth was the LA Angels with 231. The Tampa Bay Rays in sixth at 230. Seventh are the Astros, 222. Number 8 is the Phillies, 220. The Yankees in ninth place at 219, and New York's other team, the Mets, round out the top 10 with 215 long balls. Okay, now we can go on to slugging percent. Oh, we did slugging percentage. Sorry about that. We're on to stolen bases. All right, so the Cincinnati Reds led Major League Baseball in 2023 with 190 stolen bases. The Arizona Diamondbacks were second at 166. Then it's the Kansas City Royals at 163. The Tampa Bay Rays at 160. Then it's the Cleveland Guardians with 151. The Oakland A's for as bad as they were, they could steal some bases. They had 149 stolen bags this year. 7th is the Philadelphia Phillies at 141, followed by the Chicago Cubs at 140, the San Diego Padres with 137, and the Atlanta Braves rounding out the top 10 with 132 stolen bases, and we already looked at Team Whip. Okay, moving on to individual players now. There we go. And we're going to start with batting average. All right, so the top hitter in Major League Baseball in 2023 was Luis Arraez of the Miami Marlins at 354. Second was Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Atlanta Braves with a 337 batting average. Number 3 is Freddie Freeman, current Dodger and former Brave, at 331. Tampa Bay's Yandy Diaz was 4th at 330. Corey Seager of the Texas Rangers, the newly crowned world champions, 5th at 327. Number 6 is Josh Naylor of the Cleveland Guardians, 308. Tied for 7th are Cody Bellinger of the Cubs and Mookie Betts of the Dodgers, both at 307. Number 9 is Bo Bichette of the Toronto Blue Jays at 306. And rounding out the top 10 is Shohei Ohtani of the LA Angels with a 304 batting average. Moving on to home runs. The home run king for 2023 is Matt Olson of the Atlanta Braves, who hit a team record 54 homers. Second is Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies with 47. Third is Pete Alonso of the New York Mets with 46. Number 4 on this list is the American League leader, and that's Shohei Ohtani of the Angels with 44 home runs, followed by Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Braves with 41. Acuna's Atlanta teammate Marcell Ozuna was 6th in home runs with 40. Tied for 7th are Mookie Betts of the LA Dodgers and Adolis Garcia of the Texas Rangers, both with 39. Number 9 is Luis Robert of the Chicago White Sox with 38. And then there's a tie for 10th with Austin Riley of the Braves and Aaron Judge of the Yankees, both with 37. Okay, how about runs batted in? All right, Matt Olson led all of baseball with 139 RBIs. A very distant second was Pete Alonso of the Mets with 118. Third is Kyle Tucker of the Houston Astros with 112. Tied for 4th, you've got Juan Soto of the Padres and Ozzie Albies of the Braves, each with 109. Tied for 6th are Mookie Betts of the LA Dodgers and Adolis Garcia of the Rangers with 107 apiece. Tied for 8th are Nick Castellanos of the Philadelphia Phillies and Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Braves with 106. And rounding out the top 10 is Max Muncy of the LA Dodgers with 105. All right, doubles. The major league leader in doubles was Freddie Freeman of the Dodgers. He had 59, followed by his former teammate Corey Seager of the Texas Rangers with 42. In third place is Anthony Santander of the Baltimore Orioles with 41 doubles. Tied for 4th are Marcus Semien of the Texas Rangers and Mookie Betts of the LA Dodgers, each with 40 doubles. Then you've got Matt Chapman of the Toronto Blue Jays and Jeimer Candelario of the Chicago Cubs with 39. Tied for 8th are Nathaniel Lowe of the Texas Rangers and William Contreras of the Atlanta Braves, each with 38 doubles. And then you have a host of players with 37, which would round out the top 10. And there are a lot of names here. Julio Rodriguez of the Mariners, Ezequiel Tovar of the Rockies, Alex Verdugo of the Red Sox, Kyle Tucker of the Astros, Nick Castellanos of the Phillies, and Spencer Spear of the Cincinnati Reds. They all had 37 doubles. All right. How about triples? All right. Bobby Witt of the Kansas City Royals led baseball in triples this year with 11. Close behind is Arizona Diamondbacks rookie Corbin Carroll with 10. Then you got a tie for third with Gunnar Henderson of the Baltimore Orioles and Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks, both with 9 triples. And then you have 4 players tied for 5th with Ahmed Rosario of the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani of the Angels, Will Benson of the Reds, and TJ Friedl of the Cincinnati Reds, all with 8 triples. And then rounding out the top 10 are Jake Cronenworth of the San Diego Padres, Stephen Kwan of the Cleveland Guardians, Ellie De La Cruz of the Cincinnati Reds, and Brian Hayes of the Pittsburgh Pirates, each with 7 triples. All right. Now to stolen bases. The league leader was by far Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Atlanta Braves with 73 stolen bases. He is the first player in Major League history with 40 home runs and 70 stolen bases in a single season. Finishing second was Esteury Ruiz of the Oakland A's with 67. Then it drops off to third place. That's where you'll find Corbin Carroll of the Arizona Diamondbacks with 54. Bobby Witt of the Royals has 49. C.J. Abrams from the Washington Nationals with 47. Nico Horner of the Chicago Cubs with 43. Ha-Sung Kim of the San Diego Padres with 38. Then it's Julio Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners with 37. Ellie De La Cruz of the Cincinnati Reds with 35. And Willie Castro of the Minnesota Twins, rounding out the top 10 with 33 stolen bases. All right. On-base percentage. That was led by Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Braves at 416. Second is Shohei Ohtani of the Angels at 412. In third, or in a tie for third, you've got Juan Soto of the Padres, Freddie Freeman of the Dodgers, and Yandy Diaz of the Tampa Bay Rays, all at 410. Number 6 is Mookie Betts of the LA Dodgers at 408. 7th is Yordan Alvarez of the Houston Astros at 407. In 8th is Bryce Harper of the Philadelphia Phillies at 401. 9th is Luis Arraez of the Miami Marlins at 393. And rounding out the top 10 is Corey Seager of the Texas Rangers at 390. So that is on-base percentage. Now, slugging percentage. The Major League leader for 2023 is Shohei Ohtani of the Los Angeles Angels at 654, followed by Corey Seager of Texas at 623. Then you got back-to-back Atlanta Braves in spots 3 and 4. Matt Olson at 604 and Ronald Acuna Jr. at 596. In fifth, you've got Yordan Alvarez of the Houston Astros at 583. Followed by Mookie Betts of the Los Angeles Dodgers at 597. And directly behind him is teammate Freddie Freeman at 567. Eighth is Marcell Ozuna of the Atlanta Braves with a 558 slugging percentage. And then rounding out the top 10, you got Luis Robert of the Chicago White Sox at 542. And Cody Bellinger of the Chicago Cubs at 525. All right, so that's slugging percentage. All right, now we're turning over to pitching. All right, as for wins, and they've got this kind of out of place. So I'll pick through this. Obviously, Spencer Strider of the Atlanta Braves led the majors in wins with 15. There's actually a tie with Justin Steele of the Chicago Cubs and Garrett Cole of the New York Yankees with 11 wins. Then you've got Michael Wacha of the San Diego Padres with 10. Up next would be Taijuan Walker of the Philadelphia Phillies with 9 wins. Then you've got Zach Gallen of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Chris Bassett of the Toronto Blue Jays, Zach Eflin of the Tampa Bay Rays, and then you also have Clayton Kershaw of the LA Dodgers and Dean Kramer of the Baltimore Orioles with 8 wins. Okay, we'll stop at 7. There are a number of pitchers with 7. All right, and then with 7 wins, you have Zach Wheeler of the Phillies, Max Scherzer of the Rangers, Nathan Eovaldi also from the Rangers, Bobby Miller with the Dodgers, Joe Musgrove of the Padres. They have 7. All right, looking down this list, according to this, Mike Baumann of the Orioles have 9 wins. I mentioned Bobby Miller of the Dodgers. He has 7. Shane McClanahan of the Tampa Bay Rays has 9 wins. Colin Poche of the Tampa Bay Rays has 9. Bryce Elder from the Atlanta Braves has 8. And that's pretty much all of them. Okay. As for losses, well, we won't read losses since this is kind of challenging. So we'll move ahead to the saves leaders. The top closer in saves for the 2023 season is Emmanuel Clase of the Cleveland Guardians with 44. Both David Bednar of the Pittsburgh Pirates and Camilo Doval of the San Francisco Giants tie for second with 39 saves. Then in fourth, it's Alexis Diaz of the Cincinnati Reds with 37. Tied for fifth are Devin Williams of the Milwaukee Brewers and Jordan Romano of the Toronto Blue Jays with 36. Seventh is Paul Sewald, who began the season in Seattle but then traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks. He had 34 saves total between the two teams. And then rounding out the top 10 are Josh Hader of the San Diego Padres, Raisel Iglesias of the Atlanta Braves, and Felix Bautista of the Baltimore Orioles with 33. Okay. Strikeouts. All right, the major league leader in strikeouts, number one with a bullet, is Spencer Strikeout Strider of the Atlanta Braves with 281 strikeouts. Second is Kevin Gausman at 237. Blake Snell of the San Diego Padres and Pablo Lopez of the Minnesota Twins tie for third with 234 punch-outs. Number 5 is Garrett Cole of the New York Yankees with 222, followed by Zach Gallen of the Arizona Diamondbacks with 220. In 7th, you've got Luis Castillo of the Seattle Mariners with 219. Number 8 is Dylan Cease of the Chicago White Sox with 214. Number 9 is Zach Wheeler of the Philadelphia Phillies with 212. And tied for 10th are Freddie Peralta of the Milwaukee Brewers and Mitch Keller of the Pittsburgh Pirates, each with 210 strikeouts. Moving on. All right, I'll just read off the top 10 from here. Blake Snell led the majors in ERA. He's number 1. Followed by Garrett Cole of the Yankees, Sonny Gray of the Twins, Kyle Bradish of the Orioles, Kodai Senga of the New York Mets, Justin Steele of the Chicago Cubs, Kevin Gausman from the Blue Jays, Jordan Montgomery from the Rangers, Justin Verlander, who started the year with the New York Mets, but then was traded back to the Houston Astros. He was 9th. And then Logan Webb of the San Francisco Giants round out the top 10 in ERA. Okay. Okay, whip. All right. Garrett Cole is number 1 from the New York Yankees. Zach Eflin of Tampa is second. Kyle Bradish of Baltimore and George Kirby of Seattle are tied for third. Corbin Burns of the Milwaukee Brewers and Logan Webb of the San Francisco Giants are tied for fifth. Then you've got Logan Gilbert of the Seattle Mariners and Zach Wheeler of the Philadelphia Phillies, both tied for 7th. Rounding out the top 10 are Spencer Strider of the Atlanta Braves and Luis Castillo of the Seattle Mariners. All right, where are we now? Innings pitched. All right, we're just about out of this, folks. Okay. The major league leader in innings pitched was Logan Webb of the San Francisco Giants at 216. In second, you've got Zach Gallen of the Arizona Diamondbacks at 210. Third is Garrett Cole of the New York Yankees, 209 innings pitched. Number 4 is Miles Mikolas of the St. Louis Cardinals at 201 1/3 innings pitched. Number 5 is Chris Bassett of the Toronto Blue Jays at an even 200 innings. Number 6 would be Framber Valdez of the Houston Astros at 198. Right behind him is Luis Castillo of the Seattle Mariners with 197. 8th is Mitch Keller of the Pittsburgh Pirates, 194 1/3 innings. 9th is Pablo Lopez of the Minnesota Twins with 194 innings. And tied for 10th are Corbin Burns of the Milwaukee Brewers and Aaron Nola of the Philadelphia Phillies, both at 193 2/3 innings pitched. right, we're going to look at complete games. Jordan Lyles of the Royals and Sandy Alcantara of the Marlins led the majors with 3 complete games. Then you've got Mike Clevinger, previously of the Guardians, now with the White Sox. Garrett Cole of the Yankees, Alex Cobb of the Giants, Framber Valdez of the Astros, Logan Webb from the Giants, and Nathan Eovaldi of the Rangers, all with 2 complete games. And then you got a bunch of them with 1. So we won't read all of those. As far as shutouts, Garrett Cole and Framber Valdez of the Yankees and Astros, respectively, they led baseball with 2 shutouts each, while a host of pitchers, including Pittsburgh's Mitch Kelly, San Francisco's Logan Webb, Arizona's Zach Gallen, Nathan Eovaldi of Texas, Chris Bassett of Toronto, Max Fried of Atlanta, Michael Lorenzen of Detroit and now Philadelphia, and Shohei Ohtani of the Angels. They each had 1 shutout in the 2023 season. All right, that is a look at the final Major League Baseball standings and leaders for 2023. I will be back later on this afternoon with a look at the second college football playoff rankings. And then we'll also take a look at the Week 11 college football television schedule and the announcers for all those games. That's coming up later this afternoon. I'll be going live with that at about 6:45 Eastern Time. So join me for that. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell to get notified every time live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and play ball. Peace out.